We have a new framework in the market and it's been a while since a new framework has been released. And the fun fact is this is also focusing on SEO optimization, which is also what exactly Next.js wants to do. It is released by Tata 1MG. If you don't know Tata MG, it's a big e-commerce platform just like Amazon and eCard, but it is for medicine and they face a lot of huge traffic. I tried to search their traffic and it's like almost 60 million organic traffic. And of course, this is since an Indian startup, it's mostly comes from India. They are dealing and scaling with a lot of InMotion. They also have an Android app or iOS app. So maybe we are at the right person asking a right solution. So it's their internal tool, I guess. Yep, you can see the stars are not much. Their documentation feels like vibe coded, honestly. This is so much emojis. Like I can say they have like very depthful documentation, but not a very good documentation if you actually want to do something. But yeah, if you want to feed this into AI and maybe build out of this, then yeah, it's a good thing. If you want to read it and compare it with React and Stripe, maybe it's not that good. Now let's talk about this main thing that people are actually comparing with the Next.js. So let's talk about Catalyst versus Next.js. I know it's not a very much fair comparison. So let's talk about the core differences first. So the Next.js and Catalyst architecture is different. What happens Next.js, assume that you're building website. If you want to wrap it in iOS, it's up to you. While this core difference with Catalyst is that it assumes that it is a web code and going to show off into mobile apps web view, and it gives you very pre-built-in React hooks to talk directly to the phone's native camera, GPS, and storage without writing messy bridge code. Another thing is data fetching. So Next.js uses React server components and heavily automates caching behind the scenes. It's powerful, but it caches something you didn't want to. It's a nightmare actually to debug. Catalyst uses a brute force explicit approach. Your server fetcher for server data, use client fetcher for browser data. It completely removes the magic, so you know exactly where and when an API is called. Catalyst is new for that, so they built a local model context protocol server directly into the framework. Your AI tool like Cursor talks to Catalyst directly to learn its rule on the fly before writing code, which is, I think it's a good way. So they have like hybrid mobile view mastery and native web bridges. Imagine like passing login tokens or cookies from native Swift app into a web view is a historically terrible blank white screen. So Catalyst handles between this native app shell and the web code, automatically dropping the boilerplate and eliminating those white loading screen. Have you ever loaded a page, gone to a click button and the page jumps, making you click and add instead? That is called layout shift, and Catalyst built a custom chunk extractor that aggressively identifies that preloads exact CSS and assets needed for the top of the page before it renders, dropping that annoying jump. And one of the last thing which is pretty bad is that developer experience might be not good. Of course it's new, as long as it grow, like for example after this video blows up and people actually using it, maybe we build a community around it. And this has a very rigid caching, hard-coded rules, so it's more like opinionated framework. To follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. I have pretty less followers, but we can talk about different stuff on DMs and engaging with the community. Goodbye.